in that same conversation, and obviously you don't have to give no numbers or whatever. Does your call? Has the partnership with the industry, has it been lucrative? Like you make this thing, okay, boom, I'm generating what I'm generating from my own Patreon and my YouTube and the app, and then there's this. Like, is it making sense?
Nobody has ever asked me this, and I've been dying to tell people. Not nearly as much as people would think. Not nearly as much as people would think. I'm not losing money, but it's not nearly as successful as you would think. You know what's really lucrative for me? Comedy. Live touring. Owning that tour, no Live Nation for the Backview tour, infinitely more lucrative than television.
That's a great pivot.
Infinitely more lucrative. I mean, that's at this level. I'm not saying it's nothing, but like...
And is that because of the venues that you're performing at also?
For sure. At least for the churches. Like,
oh boy,
let me
tell you about this genius. So, and as somebody who I moved to Sacramento, I understand the lay of this city. It's a small, large city. I understand it very, very well. When I was looking to set up my show, I was looking at a bunch of different venues. I know all the venues in Sacramento. I know them all. I know what the Wells Fargo costs. I know what the Memorial costs. I know what the theater inside the Memorial costs that only hold 200. I know what the cafeteria that they sometimes sell as. I know every venue in this city. Godly, I don't even know what year this is, bro. But I remember you was going to Sacramento. And you showed up to this venue, and this the venue where it's at. Nobody knows about the spot, and I know it's $70. I know it's $70. You got to bring your own chairs, but it is $70 to rent this venue, and but it hold like 300. But it's like it's in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, and I remember you was coming, and it was like, yeah, man, I got 2 shows here, and I look at both shows sold out. I was like, son of a. I was like the hand to mouth ratio on that is crazy because it was a like 24th Street Theater or something like that.
Yep.
Bro.
Yeah. So this is where I use my competitive advantage. There was a time in my stand-up career where I was hearing whispers of like, Kev only funny with the church stuff, man. He ain't funny for real. There was comics saying that. So I spent time, like, I did a whole year of no church jokes. And my whole set is never all church, but the last 15 minutes I usually have something church because it's a great way to go.
Sidebar, it's always funny. I don't care how well or how cool you are, it's always somebody got something
always.
to say. Anyway, go ahead. Always.
And I really used to let it get to me until I was like, I was doing that set that year, and I felt like LeBron's first year in the Heat where he was trying to be a villain, and that just never really was who he was, and he had to like shed that thing. So then I said, well, man, and he had to work for the first 2 years when me and Tony and Tahir went out, Real Comedians. I was like, churches, and I can freely give this out because it's hardly anybody can activate it on it because you got to be clean, church clean. But churches are not in the venue rental space the way like Live Nation venues are. So Live Nation gonna charge you for every single thing. Churches are like, bro, we here for the community, we for God, like, we gonna charge you, but we not gonna kill you. And we also gonna get volunteers and security. A lot of times they not in and out. Big mega churches, they be more Live Nation than you would believe. I said, brother, there were some churches, I said, well, this is a Live Nation deal. Where's the Lord? You know? I want the Lord part of the deal. But my competitive advantage is like, churches wanna have good stuff for their community. So they're really just like, don't charge crazy prices. We'll give you a good deal, but don't come in here charging $150, $200, $300. And I'm like, if y'all give me this price, I really don't have to.
Right.
The reason things are so expensive with Live Nation is because their venues are so expensive. And that cost is like, there's no negotiating with the big 3. This is the cost. Now you can change your ticket prices, the guarantee can change, but the cost of the venue, these are union, and this is not in them, I'm not talking about like, you know, Ticketmaster and like, I'm talking about like the union rules of the city. You have to have this many people, you have to pay them this many amount, your show's this amount of time, there's a minimum hours, they have to have lunches and all that type of stuff. Churches don't work like that. So it allowed me to pay a lot smaller of a thing, and you lose some things. You lose like seating. Some people are not buying a ticket if it's general admission. I want to sit in 13C and I don't want nobody in my seat. For the most part, most people they just want to come have a good time. As long as there's a place to sit, as long as it's funny, it's safe, and I can hear and all that type of stuff, they're not tripping. So at $30 and $50, you can make a lot of money if you're getting charged, say, $2,000 or $3,000 to rent or $5,000 versus some Live Nation venues are $20,000, $25,000, $40,000. New York, Chicago can be $60,000. You know what I'm saying? Like I've looked at the ticket, like the breakdown, and it's like, man, that's how I went back to churches. I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, I don't even need to sell this many tickets.
Right.
If I didn't have to pay this many people. So that's really where that came from.
So